Jones, Test versus the West Indies, 7 matches, 13 innings, 423 runs at an average of 38.45, 100 he's got against him, which is the 216 with Adley.
Good one that was, and it's been called no ball. Dean Jones didn't know about it, and now there's an appeal for a run out, and he's been given out by the square leg umpire Cumberbatch, and that really is a bit unfortunate for Dean Jones. He had a bit of good fortune in the first place, but some quick thinking there by the West Indies fielders, very quick thinking.
Yes, this is one that he just came through the gap, and he thought he didn't hear the no ball, and Alan Borders telling him to go back, and quick thinking by the West Indian players just pulls the stump out, and Dean Jones is not in this creases yet, and he's given out run out. That's a bit unfortunate, but that's the name of the game, cricket. Game of great uncertainty. Score 4 for 73.
Looks like Desmond Haynes, the fieldsman who's ripped the stump out. Now he would have to be holding the ball against the stump as he's done it. Most unfortunate for Dean Jones. Obviously didn't hear the call, so it made absolutely no difference to his shot. And Alan Border was awake up to what was going on. You could see him yelling at Dean Jones to go back, go back. Dean Jones run out for 3. Rather controversial circumstances. He was bowled by a no ball from Courtney Walsh and was just walking away from the crease. There was absolutely no attempt to run, obviously, because he thought he was bowled. And you'll see here Jones just leaving the crease purely because he thought he was bowled, and Alan Border yelling at him to get back, and he's given out run out by umpire Cumberbatch. Now you'll see that there's absolutely no attempt by Jones to complete a run, and another no ball called, this time by umpire Cumberbatch. Now that is important because law 38 note 2 and law 38 concerns runouts. It says under the heading of no ball called, if a no ball has been called, the striker shall not be given run out unless he attempts to run. So I think a mistake has been made there.
Well, what do we do here, Ian? Do we give the rule book to the umpires? And
Walsh at fine leg. Oh, and it was only the boot that saved it. Well, it's interesting. We have so many people associated with cricket teams nowadays, and you would imagine there is a law book in the dressing room. You would think that somebody in the dressing room would have a law book. And it's surprising that they haven't immediately gone to that and looked it up and come racing out onto the field.
Well, the point is, if you're not au fait with a rule, you tend to ask the umpire, really, or the umpires. But it's obviously the umpires are not, they're not au fait with this one. So I think it's something that should be brought to their attention.
Just further to that run-out situation with Dean Jones, under law 27, which is to do with appeals, and we have note 5, And the heading is batsman leaving his wicket under a misapprehension. The umpires shall intervene if satisfied that a batsman, not having been given out, has left his wicket under a misapprehension that he has been dismissed. So I don't think there's any doubt that Dean Jones has been given out incorrectly.
There's the Australian dressing room and a disconsolate Dean Jones in the back row there. The laws of cricket also state that once a batsman has left the playing area, unless the appeal has been withdrawn before then, he can't be called back, although there have been a couple of exceptions. One that I can think of, Alvin Kalacharian being run out of the last ball of a test match in the West Indies against England some years ago. The only thing in his favour was that no other batsman had actually come to the crease and faced a ball. It was the end of the day's play, and overnight Tony Greig, the England captain, who had in fact run Kalacharian out off the last ball, decided to call him back, and he came back and batted the next day. But I don't really think we're going to see Dean Jones back in this innings.
I think that was a slightly different circumstance though, Greg. As far as the Alvin Kalacharian case was concerned, I don't think Tony Greig could really be blamed for appealing. And I don't think the umpire actually made a mistake. I think he hadn't called dead ball yet, and he was right in giving him out. As far as Dean Jones is concerned, the umpire definitely made a mistake. It's a definite mistake in giving him out. I think it's a different case.
Tony Greig wasn't captain of England at the time. Dennis was captain of England at that stage. I'm sure if Tony Greig had been captain, he wouldn't have appealed. Just shows how important it is for all players to know the rules of the game, and captains should know the laws of cricket. But if the captains and the players don't know the laws of cricket, the umpires should.
Now then, that Dean Jones dismissal. First of all, we're going to show you the relevant laws as they relate to run-outs when a no ball has been called, and also to batsmen leaving the field under a misapprehension. Now then, this first one relates to run-outs, and it's section 2 of law 38, and it says quite clearly, if a no ball has been called, the striker shall not be given run-out unless he attempts to run. And then the other one is law 27, section 5, the batsman leaving his wicket under a misapprehension, the umpire shall intervene if satisfied that a batsman, not having been given out, has left his wicket under a misapprehension that he has been dismissed. So they're the two relevant laws in this run out of Dean Jones. Now we will show you exactly what happened. Keep your eye on Jones. Away he goes. He's just walking towards the pavilion, and then he's run out. Well, there's no question he wasn't attempting a run. And also, the fact that he was leaving under the misapprehension that he was out meant that he was not out on 2 counts. There he goes, just tucks the bat under the arm, walks off. Now the West Indies say, let's run him out. They do that quite correctly with the ball against the stumps. Now, let's go back. Having seen that, just have another look at those 2 laws. There's the one on the bottom, the batsman leaving his wicket under the misapprehension. The umpire shall intervene. Well, they didn't do that, so they were wrong on that count. And then the top one, that the batsman cannot be run out from a no ball if he is not attempting a run. And there's absolutely no question Jones was attempting a run there. He was just walking off to go back to the pavilion, very, very disappointed. So on 2 counts, the umpires were in error there. It's one of the more astonishing umpiring errors I've seen. Not as though it's an LBW or a court or a run out, which are subject to a little bit of conjecture, and well, perhaps the fellow might have made it by an inch or might not, or it might have been cutting away. This one is straight out of the laws of the game. And we'll take a break now after that little touch of controversy. We'll be back here very shortly with Greg Chappell and Clive Lloyd talking about a flashback into time so that they were able to get on the field again yesterday. Alan Border and Mark Waugh, the 2 not-out batsmen,
discussion has taken place at the afternoon tea break between Laurie Saul, the manager of the Australian cricket team, Bob Simpson, the coach of the team, and the umpires, who were rather sheepish about the whole thing. But whilst they agree that a mistake has been made, they also agree that there's nothing that can be done about it now. So Australia are 4 for 99. Dean Jones is in the pavilion where he will stay. And Australia has their back to the wall.